So far, a good weekend for Manchester City. If they can win at United now, I think we can say it's all but done. Liverpool, as you were, in fourth, 30 points from 16 played. Sam remains unbeaten in charge of Everton, 19 from 16 played, and that will feel like a win if you're a toffee. We're on the way to Old Trafford shortly, where Aguero has been named amongst City's subs. United, it would appear, fancy this afternoon. They've named a team to have a real go at Manchester City. Confirmation in just a moment. So, John Barnes, penalty or not?
I've tried to give an argument for not, but in this day and age,
who's another big part of what he does.
They've been disappointed.
So 3 players who play every week when they're fit don't play against Everton.
And if you look at the nature of the game, the way the game went in the first half, with Liverpool having so much possession in and around the box. You look at Firmino and Coutinho, and that
full of bravado we joined before the game, and all day we've been on about it. I think Everton can do something. Deep in my heart, I didn't think we'd win the game. I certainly thought if they could scramble a point somehow, I'd be delighted with that at Anfield. But when I saw the team, it did give me more hope and belief that Everton, if they were what they were, you know, resolute, organised, disciplined. You know, this is a guy who's only been in the job 10 days at the club at Everton. You know, he's not been there like a year and a half, 2 years. He's not spent 200 odd million in shaping his team. So for him to go in without two of his most creative players in a local derby, when you know you're going to face tight defence, lots of players at the edge of the box, where creation is super important if you're Liverpool, because you don't have Peter Crouch or anybody up there you can fire balls
tight
into.
areas, you need good players.
You need your little technical players in and around the box, and he left 2 of his best out.
Had he left Mane or Salah out and put Firmino and Coutinho in, you could then say at least these 2 will give you some invention. But let's analyse the game. Everton never created anything. Everton created nothing. They scored the goal because of a bad mistake by Lovren, but Everton created absolutely nothing. And they got a point, so they're good. So good that they got a point, but let's not get carried away in thinking that it was a good performance by Everton.
No, not at all.
Well, there are 2 sides to the game, aren't there? Different parts of the spectrum. Your team should be pretty much nearly a finished article with your coach. This is in its infancy.
But you can create one chance. Look at Burnley. You can have a shot on goal.
We did have.
The penalty.
No, we had 2 actually.
Did the keeper ever save them?
Yes.
Which shot?
Sigurdsson first half.
Was that a free kick?
No, it was a shot at goal. You see, but I could sit here and say to you, John,
this is
for
Everton
all your possession.
No,
yes,
but this is Everton Football Club.
This is the Premier League. 3 weeks ago, Everton Football Club were in the bottom 3 of the league.
It doesn't matter where you are. You could still have players who can create chances. This is Premier League players earning 60 grand a week, 100 grand a week.
You should be popping the ball out from the back. You should be rolling out with Williams, and you should be passing the ball through and creating chances. This is not what Everton are.
You shouldn't, but you should be able to get the ball, create a few chances. You're a Premier League player.
Who feels better today?
It doesn't matter. Of course Sam feels better. So let's analyse the game.
When you say, John, that Everton created nothing and it wasn't a good performance, are there not 2 sides to the game? One of them, a critical side, is organisation and defending, and Everton have done that.
And Mourinho does that, Sam does that, that's what Sam does. This is what they do. They're organised defensively. Now moving forward...
So you have to give them credit for that.
Can you see Everton getting better to create much more than they did today?
Can I?
Yeah.
Well, they will
with what they have.
Inevitably, but not with what they have at the moment.
Everton will get better, of course they will.
You know what you get with big... You're big fans of Big Sam. You know what you get...
No, we're pals of Big Sam.
Right. So defensively his teams are sound, but to watch, they're horrible to watch.
Well...
There's not a pass, there's not a move.
Well, you say that, John, but his Bolton team were a delight at different times with Djokovic and Campbell.
He's not working on the creative side of the game.
He's had 10 days, John.
Yeah, but...
And will he work on the creative side of the game in terms of the way they play?
They'll have to. He's at Everton, John. You said it. He's at Everton now. Sam is at his biggest club he's ever been at. And I know Newcastle fans will probably say, no, he's not. Everton's a bigger club than Newcastle, in my opinion. There's more expected of him at Everton than was at Newcastle. And he'll have to produce. He knows that. Yeah. It's the same with England. This was a guy who was good enough to get the England job 6 months ago.
This conversation will continue most, if not for the rest of the afternoon, until we get to Old Trafford, which is where we're going next. United play against City, confirmation of the teams very shortly. And then we've got another So the Toffees on the panel. Does Sam Allardyce need to do anything that Everton haven't yet?
Yeah, first thing they've got to do when they do win possession, they've got to passing forward's got to be better. They've given the ball away every time. Constantly give the ball away, you're not going to create any chances. Defensively being organised, getting behind the ball or shuttling from side to side, but when you win it, you've got to take care of it. And the guys at the top of the pitch, got to take it in and hold it, allowing midfielders to support, but the quality of the ball up to them has been really poor.
Well, they've limited Liverpool to one attempt at goal. So without that goal, we'll be 0-0, and as long as it stays 1-0, they're in with a chance. And do they then come out and then say, let's take the game to Liverpool and end up 3, or can we keep it at 1-0 to the last 10 minutes, then have a go? You know, had he been more attacking, maybe it would have been 3-0 with an open game.
Did
So
Mane
he'd
have
be
a
disappointed.
Did Mane have a right to take that chance on near the end of the half? Or should he have done better?
Oh, he should have done better. But I didn't surprise me because Mane is not like Firmino or Coutinho, who plays with his head up to look for cute passes. And it was a very simple pass to play it inside. We had 3 players inside. He does really well to go past, but you can see Oxlade-Chamberlain, there's Salah. If he just squares this, there's 3 people coming in.
That's why he's not a top player.
What's Williams doing here?
He's diving
Going to ground.
But it's a bad choice.
It's a simple square pass.
Look at the
that might just be, I know it sounds after way back in for Everton, because if it had gone 2-0 there,
yeah.
I really would have thought. I don't think there's a problem at 1-0, and I'd say I don't think there's a problem. I don't think it'll affect too much what Sam says at half-time.
And the way they play.
And the way they play. I don't think it will, Richard. Yeah. And I thought for 44 minutes, fine. Liverpool were okay, lots of the ball, but
didn't create any
punchless.
chances.
No threat, nothing. And never really got the ball in good situations where I thought, wow, there's a goal coming here. One piece of magic from the man of the moment, the best player in the English league probably at the moment, and Everton are 1 down. So I don't think, listen, it hasn't been great to watch if you're an Evertonian, but it's understandable to watch if you're an Evertonian because of the differences where the teams are. You know, one is just beginning, and another is in the last 16 of the Champions League, is in the top 4 of the Premier League, has got 80, 90 million pounds worth of talent on the bench, can bring on at any time. Everton don't. So it's understandable, I think, the way they've played, and they're still in the game. Yeah. That is something.
Salah has done what special players do. It's his goal that separates the 2 teams right now. Liverpool lead with that goal, with this goal, to be Mo Salah again is separating the teams. He has a habit of doing that this season for Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp will be relieved Liverpool are in front, bearing in mind the 2 big calls he made to leave out to Coutinho and Firmino. When we're finished with this, and we're not yet, not by any means, of course we're off to Manchester for the derby between United and City. The weather has closed in a little, but we're told there are no major concerns about that game starting. As you can see, the playing surface remains impeccable. We'll catch up with what's going on there in just a moment. And that's where we catch up with Matt Critchley.
Yes, welcome back to Old Trafford. We promised you snow, and it has arrived. Mike Phelan, the former Manchester United player and assistant manager, alongside me, looking forward to the Manchester derby. And Mike, we're going to speculate a little bit about team news. We've got a sort of an idea, but it's not been confirmed yet, the 2 teams. In terms of how Manchester United might go, do you expect Ander Herrera to come in and do a man-marking job on either Silva or De Bruyne today?
Yeah, I think he will probably be the player that comes into that midfield area and probably will have, whether it's a man marking job, but he will certainly have a job to do in there. And possibly, you know, is it a good idea to man mark when, you know, you try and take one out of the game, there's another one pops up. So, no, I think he will probably play.
Do you think United again will go with a back 3? I mean, they've sort of flitted between back 4, back 3, but they seem perhaps more comfortable in recent weeks with that back 3.
Yeah, they do, and probably that will match up a little bit to what City are doing as well. But he has the option, definitely. He can go into a back 4 with that. So it will be interesting. Tactically, it's an interesting one, just to see how...
It wasn't really a formation you and Sir Alex used that often, the back 3 and wing-backs. You wanted to keep width on the pitch with full-backs and wingers.
Yeah, particularly this is a big pitch. This is a huge pitch, you know, and when it's your own pitch, you know it quite well. So you get those players who understand where they should be at the right moments in time. So, yeah, a back 4 in our time was the way to go. We did experiment now and again. but it wasn't. This is a tradition of the football club as well.
Yeah.
You know, wide players, full backs, get forward, get up and down the pitch, and it worked.
There has been some doubt over Vincent Kompany. We understand he should be okay, but we'll confirm that for you shortly. If he doesn't play, is that an area maybe United might target, because people have looked at Mangala and said he, you know, with Stones out as well, that he's not the strongest?
I think that's a possibility, simply because, you know, I think what we'll see is Man City having a lot of possession of the ball. I mean, that is the nature of their game. But there are areas of the field that if you've got the pace up front, you possibly can entice a Man City to come forward a little bit and then try and catch them in behind. And if Mangala is one of those, and certainly if they can nick the ball in those high areas, then they will be in it with an opportunity to score a goal.
Just finally, Mike, final question from me, just one word, one name I want from you. Potentially a player, one from either side, that would have improved your team from, say, 5 or 10 years ago. Is there one player you look at that could be out on that pitch today that you really would have liked to have got hold of and coached?
Yeah, probably Silva for me would have been that slightly different type of player.